Greetings, everyone. Someone sent me a picture of this Captain Bakery bread yesterday. I had a list and they were doing a little something something for me yesterday, and I had asked that this be added to the list. Now, I cannot eat this thing because I'm having troubles with gluten sensitivity, but the truth is, I needed to eat it with my eyes. Now, if you have any picture of this other bread that I'm told is now giving Captain some competition. I think she said it's time and patience, or patience and time, or whatever. Send me a picture of this bread because it's my favorite thing to eat. People, bread. It's like a punishment when I am struggling with knowing that I cannot have this bread. If I could give up everything and keep one thing, if I'm told you have to give up one thing, you have to give up everything and you can only keep one. Honestly, the bread is what I would keep. So, if you're Jamaican and you're eating ackee and saltfish and roast breadfruit, or paddies and cocoa bread, and you know jerk chicken, or any of these things that you like to eat, send me a picture, or better yet, a video of you eating it, and I will post it on my channel. Now, we're going to segue into today's topic, and we're going to talk about conscience. A lot of us, we get so emotional, we get so hurt when we believe in people and we trust people and they turn out to be deceptive, or, they fail us one way or the other. We get so hurt and we're thinking, why are they hurting us? You have to understand, some people have no conscience. Did you hear me? Some people have no conscience. So it's not something you can buy. It's not something you can, shame somebody into having. They just don't possess it. And once you realize that they have no conscience, you'll know how to go forward. When people show you who they are, my favorite expression, believe them. Okay? And as I said in a previous video, sometimes you don't learn. It's hard for you to accept that people are not the way you want them to be. And so in this time, the quicker you learn to accept people as they are, doesn't mean that you have to accept them and keep them close to you, but accept them. Your emotional situation will be better. A lot of times when I feel disappointed in folks, there's one way my body transcend that message to my brain. And when I realize that I'm hurt, it manifests itself in a physical way first. My blood sugar would go through the roof. And so I have made that connection. So you have to keep your mind safe. You have to accept people the way they are and not become emotional about the same thing all the time. If someone have clearly demonstrated something over a period of time and you see it, and then you constantly get upset because they present that same nature to you, the problem is not with the person, it is with you. Okay? And so let me give for example, I'm looking online and I'm reading articles online about, clean up, the police and the government in Jamaica clearing off the streets and taking the vendors off the street. And in some cases, I understand that sometimes it's a high sore depending on where they're situated. But the thing is, in this time, when vendors are being cleared off the street or removed from wherever they are trying to hustle, it really hurts my heart, because if truth be known, a lot of these persons are struggling and there's no jobs provided for them. So they're just hustling. And Jamaica has been one of those places where you could say, it's a good thing that they can hustle, because what would happen to this one or that one? What would happen to some of these children? We constantly say, the government is not doing this and the government is not doing that. And, sometimes say, okay, what about accountability for individuals? But when people are trying and every time they take 3 steps forward, they take 10 back, what do you expect? And they fail to understand that when you pressure the small person and not provide an outlet or an opportunity for them to help themselves, what's happening to those children? Those kids are the ones that are growing up and looking, in the community next to them and seeing how those kids are flourishing and how, they're always well fed and, dressed and they live in proper housing. Those things will cause resentment. On the screen, you're looking at bread. They say bread is the staff of life. And some people go to bed many nights without eating. That is one of my weak points, one of my Achilles heel. When people find out that I'm weak, when I hear that word, I'm hungry. Now, over the time and over the years, I've learned to roll that back and not really always rush to assist somebody who used those words to me, because they have used it in the past, and like kryptonite, and I fall for it, and sometimes I find out it's not the truth. But nevertheless, those who are struggling, those who are having a difficult time taking care of their family, especially this time, I feel a lot of empathy for these ones. But then there are those who will use this time to reach out to you because they know you're kind or you're generous, and they will, oh my goodness, they will lie to you just to get a head up. So what I'm saying in this video is, some people have no conscience, so there's no point in you trying to force them to get one. A lot of what's happening in our lives these days are happening because people have no conscience. And when people are greedy, forget about it. They will do anything and everything to get that money. So what I'm saying to you is, be smart. Stop investing your time and your love on people who have no conscience. Okay? It is one of the biggest thing that is absent from people. That's why they're able to take millions of people and destroy their lives. We live in what seems like a feudalism in this time, where you have very few persons, very, very wealthy people, and they put the peasants, put that in quotation, the peasants out there working, and they can't wait until they finish planting their crop for them to go and harvest first and leave them hungry. These people, stop expecting them to have conscience. They got no conscience. Stop expecting to have them to have feelings or empathy for you, because they never will. They are dry bones. Dry bones. Yeah, just walking, with what appears to be a human body, but underneath that, they're monsters. You understand? Monsters. Stop trying to turn monsters into saints. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, I feel for my Jamaican people. I feel for those who are less fortunate. And I don't know what to say, to be honest. I'm struggling with this video. When I saw those persons, goods been stolen and taken away, and don't think it's been dumped. These people that take it, they take it for themselves, and they have no regard for the people that they rip off this way. And they fail to understand that when you do that, you're creating a next generation of monsters. People who often have nothing to lose. And some people will say, well, I grew up in a household and we were poor, and I didn't become a criminal. But these are the things that promote criminal activities. Long years of suffering will make good people become monsters. Let me tell you, not music. When they're deprived of food and clothes and shelter and the natural things that you need to survive, you think it's nice to be hungry? Tell me in the comment section, have you ever suffered hunger? Do you know what hungry feels like? I know what that feels like. I remember being hungry. A whole day passed and I didn't eat, and somebody brought me this thing they call tutti frutti, and my hand was shaking. I could barely hold it. I know what that feels like. And so I feel great empathy for those who have to go through this. Children in particular, who have to go through hunger because of some very wicked people. People have billions of dollars spending on BS, and people go hungry. What do you think is going to happen to these ones? Trust me, man. They're going to suffer. Give them time. Give them time. All of their lives will fall apart. It's just a matter of time. Give it time. To all those who are going through it and struggling, having a hard time, just be patient. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that you have to go through this, but things will change. Stay blessed, everybody.